It keeps you warm. I can wear this thing, I can stay in the stand from daylight till dark. This piece is an absolute game changer. Hey, my name's Craig Temple. Today we're going to dig into my Whitetail system. We are going to go from skin to shell to accessories and my pack. When I'm whitetail hunting, I save my vacation days for the peak of the rut. I feel like those days maximize my potential for killing a big deer. So the weather's usually colder, but the deer are moving. There's a few key factors when I'm building out my system, choosing which pieces I'm going to be wearing to the stand. Noise is a big factor to me, and so is warmth. When I'm headed to the tree stand, I'm either sitting in a stand or I'm using a saddle, and I've got most of the time I'm all day sits. So with that being said, let's dig into my system, let's break it all down. First up is base layers. So my first piece is the Core Merino 120 short sleeve crew. This one is a super comfy t-shirt. It wicks moisture well. It is really nice against the skin. I love it. It's thin, but it's very, very useful. I also wear the Core Merino 330 half zip. What I really like about this one is the half zip. So when I'm walking to the stand, I can zip open, I can vent some heat out of my chest. Really, really handy for going to the stand. Because it's merino, if I do get a little bit sweated up, yes, not ideal, it will still insulate, still keep me warm in the stand. So that's what I wear on my tops. On the bottom, I wear the Core Merino 220 bottoms, super comfy bottoms. They're breathable, they wick moisture. Love these things. That is my base layers. Next to skin, let's jump into mid layers. Okay, first up we have the Fanatic Hoodie. So there's a few features I love about this piece. It's got, just like the half zip, it's got a zip in the front so I can still dump the heat on the way to a tree stand. It's got a hood on here, so if it's a little bit cooler but not super cold, if I've got a ball cap on, I can put the hood on, cover up my ears, keep some heat in there. And it's got a built-in mask. I don't necessarily use it as a mask. Oftentimes I'll pull it over and I'll keep it up against my neck. It keeps heat in while I'm in the stand, keeps my neck a little bit warmer. So that's a great insulating layer, great mid piece. Use that basically every time I'm in the whitetail tree stand. Next up, we have the Ambient Jacket. So this piece is an absolute game changer. Super versatile. I use the same piece on multiple different hunts, different patterns, and I love this for my whitetail system. So it's got a full zip down the front. It's Berber, it's up against your skin on the neck. It keeps you warm. It's breathable. It avoids having an extra layer on the inside of the insulation, traps in heat but lets out moisture. And as a mid layer, I wear this hiking to the stand, and I can actually, because of the quiet face fabric on it, I can wear it as an outer layer while I'm working through different temperatures in the day. So wonderful piece. Let's jump to outer layers. Okay, for my outer layer, my choice is the Fanatic System. So we've got the Fanatic Jacket and the Fanatic Bibs. First up, let's talk about the jacket. So it's got Windstopper. Windstopper is a game changer. When you're up in the tree, the wind's howling and it wants to cut through. The Windstopper stops it from getting in. So all that heat that you have trapped inside stays with you, and the cold from the outside can't get in. So this jacket there's lots of insulation, Primaloft insulation in there. It keeps you warm. I can wear this thing, I can stay in the stand from daylight till dark. It's got the front zip that goes all the way down. On the collar, you can either choose to zip it all the way up around your neck, or when a deer comes in, you fold that down. It's got a magnet. It holds that thing in place. Your string, you've got lots of clearance there. Down low on the front of the jacket, you've got zippers on the sides, and you've got a little pouch here. Inside the pouch, you've got a little pocket where you can put your hand warmers, and I put my cell phone in there, I put my release in there. My hands are on the heat all the time. When it's go time, I pull my hands out. I like to shoot with bare hands or thin gloves. So to keep my hands warm, that is absolute paramount to me. And keeping my release, I shoot a handheld release. Keeping that in there is great too. There is also another small pouch in the front of it. You can put whatever you want in there. You can put your grunt tube in there if you want. Then up in the top here, you've got a rangefinder pouch. So there's a little loop here. I hook my rangefinder lanyard on there, put my rangefinder in there. There's also a little pouch for a grunt tube as well. Really handy. You can just pull it out, range, drop it back in, and do your thing. On the back, it's also got a port which just disconnects, so you can stay connected to the tree, put your safety harness through here, close it back up, keep your heat. It's got a magnet, really handy. So that's the Fanatic Jacket. Love this piece. #1 for outer layer jacket. Along with the jacket, we've got the Fanatic Bibs. So these bibs, just like the jacket, have Windstopper, and they also have a brushed face fabric. So when you're in a stand and you have to move to draw back, the deer aren't going to hear that. So you won't get busted by a whitetail with noise on these. They have hip pockets on both sides. They've got a quiet snap closure there. Deep pocket in there. You've got a little slip pocket that you can put a grunt tube, whatever you want in there, as well as a small zipper pocket. You can put gear inside. One really good feature about these bibs is they've got a zipper that goes all the way from the bottom all the way up to the hip. So you can put these on over top of your boots without taking your boots off. So when you hike into your stand, these are rolled up on your pack. Time to put your bibs on, no taking your boots off. So this paired with the Fanatic jacket are my choice for using in the tree stand. Now that we've worked through my clothing system, let's take a look at my pack and how I organize it. Okay, this is my pack. This is the tool bucket. There's so many features about this thing. We are going to break it down. I'm going to show you a whole bunch of that stuff. So on the very front of it, we've got 2 compression straps. When I'm using a saddle and a platform, that's strapped onto the front, headed to the tree stand. You can also put gear on there. You can strap your bow on there, whatever you like. In the very top of the pack, we've got 2 compression straps that are adjustable. They also slide up inside here if you want. I put my Fanatic jacket on top of there, clamp it down for the walk to the tree stand. We've got a quiet zipper on the top here that I put my necessities, whatever I need to access when I'm walking in or get right to the base of the tree, like a bow rope, headlamp, and a little screw-in hook for my bow on the tree. That's what goes up in that top zipper. On the outside, we have stretch pockets. In this side, I have scents. The other side, I carry a tripod for taking pictures. We got a quiet closure on the front, opens up here. You can hang this in the tree by this hole in the top or by the loop there. Inside, you've got 3 zip pockets here. In the top one, I carry a knife. I usually have my licenses in here. And in this next one, I've got trail camera cards, batteries, whatever you want. So that's the lid of the pack. Inside, you can zip this down. You've got another pocket, another zip pocket. This has a magnet closure that stays down as well. In the pack itself, I've got a whole bunch of things. I've got my rattling antlers in there. I've got my saddle in there. I've got hand warmers. It's got some of these slip pockets inside there. So I've got a hand warmer in here. I've got treats in there. I can carry a grunt tube in here. It's got another lower slip pocket here. I've got spare merino gloves, a spare mask. I've got a first aid kit in there. What else have I got? I have a battery charger and a cable for my phone. You've got another slip pocket in here. You can throw a water bottle if you want. Another slip pocket in here. Who hasn't had to pee in the tree stand? Don't drink out of that one. I've got calls in the front. Bottom, I usually carry a little pad that I can put on the tree stand for when I'm using my saddle, my platform for my knees. I've got trail camera batteries. I've got a camera which goes in there. I've got toilet paper, treats, and a spare lens, as well as a flash, because if you shoot something in the evening, you're going to need to take pictures of that. So that's basically the inside of the pack, the outside of the pack. One last thing, on the very bottom, there are compression straps as well, which are hidden in here. If you want to lash something onto the bottom, you can clamp that stuff down there. So that's the tool bucket. Let's jump into some accessories. First, I want to talk about 2 pairs of gloves. These are the Fanatic glove. So you've got an open finger and an open thumb. The rest of it's all closed in. I personally wear both gloves most of the day. When things are getting going, I take this off because I shoot a handheld release, but this is thin enough I can still feel everything going on my bow. If you shoot an index finger release, you can wear both gloves and you can still feel your trigger. But these are a mid-weight glove, really quiet, really versatile. That's what I wear for most of the time in the tree stand. When I'm walking to my stand or if it gets cold, I wear the Stratus glove. Most oftentimes I wear these to and from the tree stand and climbing up in the stand. If I'm adjusting stands, hooking on my platform, these are the ones I'm wearing. I've got a leather palm on them, leather fingers, they're grippy, they're dexterous, and they have Windstopper, so they keep my hands warm. Now this is the incinerator muff. So you've got a waist belt that goes around, hooks on right here. This one is got a lot more warmth than the Fanatic Jacket muff. So in extreme temperatures, in a tree stand, I will wear this one. So inside you've got a little slip pocket where you can put hand warmers on the inner. I keep my phone in there, I keep my release in there. You've got a small zipper on the front. You can put accessories and gear in there. This has Windstopper so the wind doesn't cut through it. So that's how you keep your hands warm. That's how I keep my hands warm. Awesome piece to your system. Moving on to the neck gaiter. This is one cold weather piece that I love. So it's got super fuzzy inside, against your face, against your ears, against your neck. It's always warm. That in extreme temperatures is key. And then I've got the Incinerator Gore-Tex hat. So this hat, one of my favorite pieces in the system. I've got a brim, because I always like to wear a ball cap, but this has a brim, shades the sun, and on the side you've got ear flaps. So I like to hear things, but then intermittently my ears get too cold. So I just flip it up when I need to hear, cover my ears for a short time to get the heat back, flip it up so I can hear again. On the back of it, there's an adjustment strap. Inside is a fleece liner. It's really comfy, it's really warm. It's Gore-Tex, wind doesn't cut through, moisture doesn't get in there either. Lastly, for my accessories, we've got the Mountain Optics harness. So this has 3 separate compartments. The outside 2, they're removable, so you can ride with them on, ride with them off, whatever you choose. In the front, I keep my binos. This is a magnet, which keeps it up, keeps it together. It's got straps, tethers to keep your binoculars from falling out of the tree stand. On the right hand side, we've got a little slip pouch in the front. I keep my release in there. Inside this one, you've got a strap on the back side of it. I keep my rangefinder in there. On the left side, I keep a spare rangefinder battery. I have my SD card reader. Inside here, I keep wind check, camera batteries, and keys for my trail camera locks. It's also got shoulder straps, 2 over the shoulder, 1 around the back, keeps everything in place. With that said, I hope today helped you better understand the pieces that I use for my whitetail system. I know it can be overwhelming choosing for your system, but I hope all the information I gave you today helps you make a better choice on what works for you.